why are they important to you? Why are they a role model or a big influence into your life, both positively, and what are the parts of them or their influence in your life that you're lacking?
Be manly and the legends of humanity. Welcome to the Fellowship of Honourable Men and Women Role Models for Boys and Men, because you have the power to be a man in all its glory. Kerry, we're talking about, man, this is how not to be a loser in your life. And one of the things we're discussing is defining personal success. How can men define their own version of success beyond societal expectations and external validation?
That is such a tough question, right? Because the reality is we all need means, aka money, to take care of our family and ourselves, right? To provide for those like essential needs, food, shelter, safety, that type of thing. And so some sort of success and financial reward coming in is important, is a necessity. But linking your full success solely to the numbers in your bank account, the size of your check that you get every week, the car you drive, the house you live in, things like that can be a recipe for disaster because those things can change at any moment. So what I often say to my clients that I work with is I ask a lot of why questions. Why do you want that? What are you making that mean? Why do you think that's important? And then I think the other question to ask, or the other side of that coin to look at, is the male figures that you had and have in your life. Why are they important to you? Why are they a role model or a big influence into your life, both positively, and what are the parts of them or their influence in your life that you're lacking? So, for example, often men say to me, oh, my father, he's someone I really look up to. I really want to make my father proud. Well, because I think he's a great man. He was incredibly successful at his job, meaning we had a nice home and he made a lot of money. But then when we ask, or we look at the question of, well, what were the things that were lacking? Often we hear, well, I wish he was around more. He didn't come to he never came to any of my sporting events. It was hard. I never really saw him show emotion. He rarely said, I love you, son, or good job, son, or gave me a hug, right? And so I think when you look at that full picture, it can show some areas in yourself that you can work towards. So yes, while the material things are important, there's some of these softer skills that I think can also lead to this sense of success and fulfillment if you're filling in the gaps that you experienced as a young person, frankly, in the lives of the people that are around you, right? So you recognize what were some of the things that I was lacking, and then can I pour more of that towards myself and to the people around me, and can I use that as a measure of success in addition to some of the material things that we all seek.
So from that perspective, when we're talking about societal expectations and meeting those societal expectations, is what you're saying with the No F's manifesto is bringing that into what you think about yourself?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the whole point behind the zero F's or the manifesto is to build a life you love without caring what anyone else thinks. And it does take some unpackaging and some unraveling from the societal norms, from caring, like it says in the title, what other people think of you. And it requires you to look at, why do I care what this person thinks of me? When I strive for their approval, do I receive it in the way that I hope? And am I truly happy, or do I feel constantly lacking because the bar is continually moving? You know, there are a lot of signs that come up for us, both emotionally and physically in our body, that let us know whether we are in alignment with who we really are or whether we're wearing a mask and trying to be someone that we're not. It comes like fatigue and insomnia and anxiety, sometimes depression, loneliness. These are all signs that something is not right here. And then figuring out where are those things. And oftentimes that can be in the striving to be someone that you're not for that external validation. And so the Zero F's manifesto are just these mantras and these ideas that when you look at them daily, you repeat them daily, you keep them in the forefront, they're a good reminder that like, oh yeah, there is no right way to do life. There's only my way. Or, being imperfect is the perfect way to be because nobody's perfect. No, we see it on social media, but what we don't see is the 170 takes or selfies or, Facetune and auto tune and God knows what, I don't even know what else, all the tuning we can do on there. We don't know all the plastic surgery that's gone behind what we're seeing on there. And so, it's something I look at every day, and I wrote it for my clients to help them, but it's something that I use too, as I'm talking with people, as well as what I'm trying to put out in the world. It actually stops me from using like the Facetune and the auto tune and things like that, because I'm like, oh no, being imperfect is the perfect way to be. Okay, so I'm going to just send that out like that. And it's been helpful for me also in terms of defining what success looks like to me.
So really, it sounds like what you're talking about there is to really embrace your authentism.
Yeah, it is to embrace your authentism. And I know that that's a word that's thrown around a lot, like be your authentic self. And people just roll their eyes. My clients do too. They're like, oh, barf. I don't even know. What does that even mean? And it's like, yeah, good question. What does that even mean?
Who are you?
Who are you? And yeah, who are you? And who do you want to be? And why do you want to be that? And that it can really, really inform a lot of the actions that you take, a lot of the decisions that you make. And I believe truly in the end, you'll be happier for it, because all the houses and cars and money, I'm not taking any of that with you. But as someone who has faced death, the thing that was most important to me and that really lifted me up and helped with my healing was the circle of love that surrounded me when I needed them. And that to me was like, oh my God, none of these people care what house I'm living in or any of that. They love me for me. And that's what's important. And that was really what was so integral to my healing. And that is what happens when you are your true self.
Yeah. So when you love you for you, you're certainly not going to feel like a loser.
No. And you're going to then find the people that love themselves for them and the folks that align with you. And then that's the ultimate, isn't it? To just like love yourself and find other people that love them. And then it's not a competition. It's just how can we lift each other up? How can we just be together and lean on one another when we feel down, lift each other up when we need to. I mean, that's the ultimate that at least I strive for.
Before you go, you're invited to continue the Be Manly and the Legends of Humanity journey. Subscribe to our YouTube and become a patron, where you can become a courageous crusader, a wise warrior, a daring dynamo, and even an ascending avenger. Here you'll find all the tools to become a man in all its glory. We're honoured to walk side by side with you on this extraordinary adventure. Together, we're unleashing the full power of manhood, creating a better world for everyone.